And welcome back. July 5th now, like 9:30. Took me a little while to go through the stack of stuff I needed. A couple things aren't going to be in this video. Um, I'm just not going to dig around for them. They are non-media stuff. So it's, well, if I were to split the sales up in between 2 days, it's about an average range. But it's still going to keep me busy with, I want to say there's 31 that are going out for at least over 700. So put that in between 2 days, that's 350 a day. So that's why if I have enough to go out on a Saturday, I will make a video. Because if the sales are at 200 bucks, I can package those up because I don't know what will happen from Saturday to Sunday to Monday morning. It could be a whole bunch more. And then when you've got 30 plus things to package up, it does obviously take time. Speaking of time, I don't want to take a whole lot of it, just here going on and on. At the end of this video, I will go over these. And those are some PlayStation 2 games, some original Black Label, some greatest hits, and in between the, looks like 8, maybe 10, there's 500 plus there. And I got those yesterday at a thrift store, not too far. It's one I go to, but there was almost nobody in the store. It just happens to be. I'm a thrifter. I'm a reseller. Stuff I sell. And I got some pretty good games. Paid a little up for them because a lot of places do charge, but I'll talk about that then. Let's see what sold recent. All right, great segue. So the first one is going to be with the thumbnail is I go by, when I'm doing the sales, I go by the oldest sold or the oldest one that needs to be shipped out to the most recent sale. So it just happens to be the most expensive one is the first one. There's nothing on here that will make this video get flagged. It's close enough. So this is called Cinerama. It's a preview disc. So it's a DVD ROM that you put, or a CD-ROM. It says CD-ROM. So it's an image. All right, it's images of pictures of what's going to be on these DVDs. So there's, I'm going to guess, I don't know. I don't have an optical drive, so I couldn't even see that. This I know is in the sourcing video. I want to say that I got it because it's just really, really strange and different, and it's otherwise a compilation of different things and images, and it is quite a bit older. If there was a year, I would have put a year in the title. And only number that I'm seeing here is 2057, and I don't think that's right. However, Cinerama Disc Media, 140 bucks. So the rest of these I'm going to go through pretty quick because there are quite a few. And Saturdays, sometimes the courier is here earlier. Transformers, a little episodes DVD, $8. 24 for this, the Church of something in Skins and Heart. A new Torque digital little timer box. Yeah, it's going to be something I'm going to have to go on one of these shelves and find it. 72 bucks. The castle or ice cream castles, whichever, 14 bucks. NES Remix. It's just a replacement box, artwork, and that literature right there. 12. Fifth Musketeer DVD, 11. So some of these prices are going to be a little lower because most of these are all going to be in price brackets that are at least 10% less than what the price of them was before, because they're now cheaper. Still doesn't matter. It's still bread and butter, lower end stuff. This Chant one is 18. Arachnophobia soundtrack with the original stickers, 24. Blue Thunder DVD, 12. Alexander O'Neill, 45, 18. How to Dance, book and DVD, 25. This Primus sampler cassette, 19. Sweet Home 3D UK and US, 25. Yeah. Chess book, 15. Pair of eyeglass frames for 16. So I'm not going to go digging around in the box to get those for show you guys $16 pair of frames. Macarena. I can hear it in my head. 18. The Windmere Children DVD, 21. Actually, it's multi-disc, I believe. Yeah. T-Tail Workout. These ones sell quite well. So if you find them, they don't have barcodes. T-Tap, most of them, they don't take long to sell. 33. Michael Camillo at the Blue Note, SACD, CD, 23. Royal Rangers book, 17. So in the sourcing video, I says like I couldn't find much of anything on this while I was out and about. I come back home and I do more digging around. It wasn't the 40, 50 bucks I was thinking, but it was still 17, 18, 19 dollars. So I got 17 for it. Habitat with Alice Cridge, who played the Borg Queen in Star Trek, at least Star Trek Voyager. I'm not going to go into all the other micro episodes and stuff. So I have two from the year 2000 Disney photo albums that are sealed, and they have like a cool little Disney emblem crest, and like it's a metal crest. So there's two of those books that I got when we lived down in Merriman, which is Akron, 4 years ago. They just kept getting enough interest for me to keep repricing them. Although what they were likely selling for 4 years ago is not what they're selling for now. Don't know why. Don't remember what I spent on them, but I got 28 bucks for the two. Veronica Mars, sealed DVD set, 19. Sacred Spirit Chants, 12 bucks. So a lot of these chant ones like this, and a lot of the higher box numbers of CDs that I have, like 41, 42, 43, it's safe to say that most of the stuff in those boxes were from Lee Road when that Goodwill was closing, and I was getting these things for 50, 60, 70 cents. So either way, $12 gone. Josh Turner and his country music. I don't know if I got this at Lee Road or not. Most of the Champ ones I did. 14. Dunstan DVD. 14. John Walby and Compact Dirt. Yep. Well, I just think it's interesting. Digital ditties. It's creative. Using originality, design, being a little more creative with it. 22. Lisa Minnelli, whichever one this is, live, I want to say. 12. Jillian Welch, sealed, not quite sure. 17. These Serengetis just listed a handful of days ago. I forget what these were called. These are just Corning Serengeti. Oh no, these ones do have a bottle number. So they're down here. But 64. So that's 31 orders. Most of them are going to get packaged up today for 843. Split that in between 2 days. Not even 2 days yet, but pretty much 2 days. That's 400, and we'll just stick with 420. At 789 product cost received. So if anything else comes in by the time the video posts, that will reflect on the screenshot, and then that'll show the absolute total. What can I attribute that to? Which is strange, because most of the time it's going to be a summer slowdown. So I don't do the sale at the end of June and going into July 4th at that point. I just do it because it's coincidental that that's the halfway point after Christmas. And after Christmas, if you put a lot of your stuff that didn't sell for the holiday on sale, and people are picking up that after holiday buying, that's why I run that sale then. That's why I originally did years and years and years ago. And I'm like, I should do this twice a year. I was like, at least 4 years, at least the time I've been here. But it has a lot of multi-facets on why I do that sale, which I'll probably cover a little more in the longer explanation video for tomorrow. Video's at 15 or 16 minutes. So I'm going to in absolutely no particular order of value, but these ones are going to be anywhere from the high 30s. But I can wait to get the low 40 range. I can list in that price range. And there's one in here that won't be difficult, but all the other ones don't have a lot of competition for the video games. So if you type it up, there's maybe 30 listed of these for a PlayStation game. There might be a couple that have a little more, but there's not hundreds. There's one that there is, but it still sells like that. And then there's a real nice gem in here. So I have a picture from what the stack was at the store, and there were 2 games scattered in the DVD stacks to the right that I just put on the stack that's in the picture so you can see. So everything would be in one spot. But that was at one thrift store. which for me, I almost never find a couple games at one stop, let alone way more than a couple that aren't just sports games. So let's see what these ones are and how I will resolve this problem here. This is a standard Black Label PlayStation 2 Toka Race Driver 3. It is sealed. It does have the Y-fold, so it's not been a reseal or anything like that. I'm not going to go over reseal in the video because tomorrow's video, because that's going to kind of go off skew of what I talk about. If you want to learn about what reseals, fold seals, Y seals, and what those are, all you have to do is just type it up, and you can get information on that. It's the same texture. It's all that, and it matches up with all these other types of fold seals. It's what it would look like. It's how the seam would be, all that stuff. So all these ones here, minus at least 2, guaranteed 1. These are all going to be $40 to $60. Right, so I paid $6 for the most part, and you'll see the prices marked on each of these. It's not difficult for me to get that price off. It can either be done through chemical, like isopropyl alcohol, which you can do that because as soon as you apply it, it helps to clean that surface and then it evaporates like that. So you're not worrying about ruining the plastic. You can use abrasion. So even better if you have like an artisan eraser, like a good eraser that a drawing artist uses, because those are made with different compounds because it's being applied to be erased from different mediums, different canvas, different paper. Just a regular eraser, not a pencil eraser, not an eraser on the back of the pencil. You can even get like one of the pink erasers, right? Those rectangular ones. And for this marker that they use on here, that'll help take that off. Or you can use just a dab of whichever brand dish soap, but the better brand that's good at removing oils and stuff. I'm not going to say, I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for saying a brand, but I just don't want to. And just a drop. Don't add water. Just a drop. And you just put that drop on, you can use a paper towel, whichever, and just apply it. And the reason why I'm saying it like this, because I've done this many times before, because we lived right down the road from this thrift store, so I used to get stuff from there all the time. And just put a drop on a paper towel and apply it on that, and in maybe 3 seconds, you can just go whoop, and I'll pick that up. Don't dilute it with water. Just so. These are all, again, going to be like $40 to $60. There might be one that might be a tad over, but these are all going to be $40 to $60. This test drive, this one might be the one that's a bit more. I don't remember. You can look them up individually. Again, 40 to 60 might be one that's in the 70 range. Test drive, and the ones that, they have the manual. They're all absolutely mint. I don't think any of them, it probably came from a collector. I'm going to best guess. Old Jacob pissed off his girl, Tiffany. And Tiffany said, "Get out." Some of Jacob's stuff was left. She's like, "I don't want anything to do with them." Donated it. Because these are mint. That's just my story. This is Outrun. This one I think is like 70, over 70. So yeah, I did pay 10. But when they're selling for $70, there's still a lot of profit. Now, would it have been nice to get it for 2 or 3 or 6? Yeah. Am I going to argue? Am I going to not buy something that can sell for $70 for 10? Think like this. Think of retail. Most retail places, they're buying something for $5 and they're selling it for $15. With manual. Again, absolutely mint. All right. This one's sealed. This one here is probably 50, 60 bucks, maybe a little less, but they don't sell fast. They sell for like 50 sealed. The Scarface, there's a ton of them listed. The non-greatest hits, so even if I type in Scarface PS2 and hit the minus sign and then butted right on that minus sign as the letter H, I'm spelling out the word hits, there's still a bunch of them that are coming up. And even if I type in minus 2007, there's still a bunch of them because people either at this specific one, so this is the original print, black label, the non-greatest hits, it's still 50 to 60 bucks. Roadkill, I think, is closer to 40. Dukes of Hazzard. This is why they're called Daisy Dukes. Because this is what she wore in the show. This really, really low cut. That's why they're called Daisy Duke shorts. It's kind of interesting that you now a little bit of fashion history. And speaking of fashion history, the Fashion Museum of the United States is on Kent State University campus. Yes, that Kent State. Yes, that one. My alma mater. Yes, that one. The town where I grew up. Yes, that town where I was just at yesterday for 4th of July. Not the festivities, but at my aunt's house. Like 40 bucks. And here comes the real good one. This is the greatest hits. Midnight Club, Double Edition, Midnight Club 3, Double Edition Remix, bonus feature. $140 to, I'll probably ask $200 because it does have this sticker. Other ones that are listed as new do not have this sticker. So if you are a collector, you want... There is another one that does have a sticker, and it's down on the bottom. But I think it was an Xbox one. Even the ones I looked up on Terapeak, because you can still click on the picture, and you can scroll down on the picture, you just can't see the listing. Even the higher priced ones, none of them have the sticker. So this might be, I might put it up for 200 and see what happens. You know, clean this off. And if I do this, watch. I mean, you really can't, you might be able to, but it's kind of baiting just by that. So they're not, the marker stuff is not difficult to take off there. And I got a couple DVDs and a BG's dual disc, or not a dual disc, a 2-disc. Dual disc is something different. I don't remember what the DVDs are. That BG's one is like 30 bucks. And so it was $1.50, $1.50. Let's say $1 for the CDs because they're 90 cents. So that's $4. 4, 10, 20, 32, 42, 38, 46, 52. So less than 52. So $48 just for the games. So well over 500 for just under 50. And then you add the tax, so basically 50 bucks. So 800 plus in sales and sourced $500 in video games on July 4th. Whew. All right, that was a little faster talking in some parts and aspects there. I can feel it. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, tell me anything going up. Just lets me know in general. Comment down below. Lets me know a little more. Sub, share. Those are all free to take a second. They help me, help you, help all kinds of other people.